Hey, good people, you're listening to Rudy Radio, powered by Rude Rangers Entertainment. I am Yvonne, the Motivator Man, and this is He Said, She Said, a show that explores all types of topics from the male and female perspective. We're going to make you laugh, a few of you may cry, but most of all, you're going to think. Do me a favor, share this episode with as many people as possible on social media. Just start clicking. Just everybody that got a green light, just tag them, so they can come on and join us. If they're in the house with you, tell them sit down and, just listen. We're entertaining, you know that. And I encourage you to always share your comments right here in the comment section. And I want to introduce to you my co-host, Noel Epps from Not Just Sports by Noel Epps. Hello,
hey.
Noel. Hello.
Hey, good evening, everybody. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm hanging in there, girl. Again, I'm blessed and highly favored.
Ooh.
Yes, that's who I am.
Is blessed and highly.
That's what I am. I'm sorry.
We're all blessed and highly favored because if we are alive during COVID, that is the blessing.
That's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a great topic today.
Okay, I'm ready.
We have a great topic today. Our topic is the top 5 issues boys have when raised without a father figure.
Oh.
Top 5 issues boys have when raised without a father figure. Would you like to start or would you like me to start?
I would like to start if you don't mind.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. I think, because I hear it all the time, that an 8-year-old should not be told he's the man of the house. I think
that's a whole fact.
I think that is too much responsibility for someone who needs to be learning arithmetic, writing, and geography, and getting a little biology. I think that's a lot of responsibility, because also if he's feeling he's the man of that house and there's no man to replace him, that's the longer he's going to stay there, because it's his responsibility. So he cannot leave and cleave when he marries someone, because he's still locked into the home of his mom.
Well, I totally agree with you, but I also see it from a different avenue. Boys, an 8-year-old, 10-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-old boy is not emotionally mature enough to handle being called the man of the house, because the man of the house comes with certain responsibilities, comes with providing, comes with protection, comes with fixing things around the house, whether it be your cutting the lawn, fixing the washer, or fixing your woman. Okay, so the boy is emotionally not ready to be called the man of the house. And what happens is women often feed into that narrative. They feed into that narrative to make the boy feel like he's the man in the house. You brought up an excellent point at the end. You said when they grow up to get married or grow up to have a woman to whom they want to live with or cleave to, they have a hard time emotionally connecting to sharing the responsibilities with a woman who may have been raised differently. She wasn't raised where she relied on an 8-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 12-year-old boy to be the man of the house. She probably wasn't raised like that.
But also, it wasn't, I agree with you that she wasn't raised like that. But the point I was trying to make is that he is so solidified in that household. He has nothing to bring to the next one because he's giving everything to that household because he was told he was the man of that household. And
Right.
there's
I
very
agree.
few men that can be the man of more than one household. You know what I mean? What is he bringing to this new household? And he will always, always be pulled back to
By
that
his
household because that's his responsibility.
By his
His
mama.
responsibility. I like what you said also that you know the man of the house is a fixer, whether it's the toilet or it's the drain, whether what protection. You know, somebody's knocking at the door, we don't know. I got to go and handle it. And then you said, and the fixing of the woman. Now, before women lose it,
Yeah.
it's very few times that Noel and I agree. Most of you know that we are polar opposites. That's why y'all listen every week. But I will tell you that when he means by fixing, he's talking about emotionally. He's not
Yes.
talking about taking her and making her somebody new.
No.
It's emotionally, because just like a good woman in a man's life, he looks to stand up a lot taller. A good man in a woman's life slaps a smile on her face that cannot be removed. Gotta tell you,
That's a fact.
Fixing is the emotional fixing. So before y'all go crazy in the comments, I gotta protect my boy.
Thank you for the clarity.
Yeah, he's talking about your emotional realm. And there's not one woman that's with a man that she has a good relationship with that cannot say that relationship was an emotional fixer for her, because that's not the truth. It's not the truth.
And ladies, please understand, that boy ain't even got a toolbox yet.
Yeah.
He ain't even got a toolbox. He got maybe a flathead screwdriver, a hammer, and that's it. And a pair of pliers.
And we trying to get him to remember to take out the garbage, because I remember my nephew, Ahmad. Hey, Ahmad. Ahmad still may not take out the garbage, and Ahmad is like 27 years old. It was like Ahmad would do everything else in the house, but when it came to the garbage, he was like, duh.
Yeah.
You got one job, bro. One job.
Yeah.
Take the garbage out.
And then when people know there is a man in the house as opposed to a boy in the house.
Speak that.
They approach that home and they approach that woman a lot differently.
Come on. You better speak to Stanley Mann, because his fool would scare the fecal matter right out your intestines.
We used to call my father differently.
We used to call my father Old Yeller. Remember the Western with the dog that used to sit on the porch and go,
Yeah.
We call my father Old Yeller. You would come up to the door talking about, oh, can I see Yvonne? And by the time he got finished, he's like, can you tell her I came back?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The whole scene from Bad Boys 1 and 2, when the boy goes to visit.
That's right.
Or goes to pick up Will Smith's daughter, or was it Martin's daughter?
It was Martin's daughter.
And they both came to the door. That scene is totally different when an 8-year-old answers the door, a 10-year-old answers the door, and Taquan is asking to see his sister.
But check this out. You a grown woman, right? And God comes to your house. This 8-year-old answers the door, is running you questions. You're looking like, can I get a fly swatter? Because I need to swat this little fly and get him out of my way. I'm a grown man. You're not coming to me talking about, what's your intentions with my mother? I may not know what my intentions are with your mother, but right now I'm intending to let you know who exactly is the man up in here. And though it's your house, you can't approach me like that.
And that's when you give the boy a large dose of reality. And you tell him something crazy like, yeah, I'm here to knock your moms down. What's the problem? What we doing? What we doing? You give him a large dose of reality. He ain't emotionally ready to deal with that. So guess what happens? He's going to go tell his mother. And guess what? His mother will now check him. Don't go to the door and talk questioning my boyfriends, because that's not your role. That's not your job. And that's where the lines get blurred. These boys are taking on jobs, taking on responsibilities that they're not emotionally ready to deal with.
I wish y'all could see the look on my face when he said, I came to knock your mother down. I was like, no, you were doing so good. You were doing so good, no.
We came to have a full pow session. Anything else you need to know, son?
No. You can't.
Now go in there and get your Capri Sun and some of them fruit snacks and get up out my hair.
I thought you was gonna say go in there and give me that KY jelly.
No. Fruit snacks, Capri Sun, and get on that Fortnite and leave me alone.
We going to break because Noel done messed it up again. We'll be back.
I'm Doozy Bots Dave, and my prices are Doozy Bots. Come into LI Telecom at 2287 Route 112, Medford, New York, or call me at 631-833-9679. I dare you!
Hey, welcome back to He Said, She Said. I'm Noel Epps from Not Just Sports by Noel Epps. And my co-host is Yvonne. She still got a hand over her head. The Motivator Man from Determined Women of Destiny. And her show comes on, my show comes on at 9 a.m. every Sunday morning. And your show comes on when?
Determined Women of Destiny is 7 p.m. every Thursday. And remember, I have a new show, Dear Daughter, comes on right after this show at 8 o'clock. So you don't have to go nowhere. Just stay here and you can check out my show too, Dear Daughter. It is common topics discussed in an uncommon way. So please join me. You got 2 days to chill out with me. Really, you got 3. So, hey, I ain't doing nothing but waiting for you. Please come join me.
Okay. Well, today we are discussing a great topic.
Yeah.
I think it's a great topic.
Mm-hmm.
This is the top 5 issues boys have when raised without a father figure. This topic, by the way, was brought up by Stacey Cotton.
Okay, my girl,
shout
Stacey.
out. Wait, hold on. Let me say this right. Stacey Cotton Victor.
Oh.
Stacey Cotton Victor.
Let's not forget that. She's a married woman.
Yes, this is a married woman. Okay.
And I have come to look forward to Stacey's comments. Stacey is a nut like us. So Stacey, thank you for sticking it out with us every Tuesday night.
And Lula May, I love you, girl. Lula May, she's listening with her mother.
Okay.
She's listening with her mother.
Hi, Miss Lula May.
Okay.
You better put a miss on that. Don't you just call her Lula May. Miss Lula May, he's sorry.
Oh no, Lula May is my girl on so many levels.
You better put a miss on Miss Lula May's name.
So, again, the top 5 issues boys have when raised without a father figure. Number 5, stop telling boys they are the man of the house because they are emotionally not ready for that responsibility. That's a responsibility.
Yes.
Okay? Number 4. Women. Stop. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say stop. Women cannot show men, boys, how to interact with other men properly. For example, man code. There are certain things that men do, men say that women are not fully aware of.
We're aware, but we don't comprehend it the same way you guys do.
Okay.
Because we're built differently.
That's better.
Mm-hmm.
That's a better way to say it. You're aware, you just don't comprehend it the same way.
We're wired differently.
Absolutely. So when women tell boys, I'm trying to get an example of maybe holding the door open for a woman. Right? A woman with her son is not teaching her that because she's still expecting the man that's in front of her to hold the door open for her. So she's not telling her that the man in front of her should open the door for her. I'm 50 years old. I still will hold the door open for a woman. I will still get up out my seat for a woman to sit down. I still do these things because I was brought up with my dad teaching me and my grandfathers. Okay, because it just wasn't my dad, it was my grandfathers, it was my uncles teaching me, hey, this is what you need to do when you see a woman.
But women that were raised with men that did that, they passed that on to their sons. So I have to not totally agree with you, because there's a lot of times I go into the stores and there's a little soldier that will open up the door for me and I'll be like, thank you, sir.
We're not talking about an entirety. Okay,
right.
There are some young men out there. That's why we kind of fixed the title a little bit. So we're not talking about entirety.
Well, I think the young men, the young men that you're talking about, they're older teenagers and even grown men. It could be that they weren't taught to respect women, but I think on a whole, whether there's a man in your house or not, that's a given. You got to open the door for a lady. Like, you can't hit girls, you're taught at a young age, you can't hit girls. I could just totally stone my brother to death in the driveway, stone him to death, just piles of stones on his head, and he would not hit me because he was raised, you can't hit girls. Both my older nephew and my younger nephew, their sisters were hittable women.
Oh my God! We're gonna fix that. Please clean that up, please.
They're women now, but they were hittable girls then. Like,
no, let's take the word hittable out.
Well, my middle niece used to literally pummel my younger nephew. Just beat him up. He's in the corner with his hands up, talking about stop, Amari, just stop. And sometimes you want to say, if you just gut punch her, she'll leave you alone. But raised not to hit girls. So I don't think it's the fact of the absence of the father. I think it's what the mother saw. If the mother was able to see, the respect of a man, she can pass it down to her sons. There are some things that can be passed down that she will train him up to be. Both of my nephews were raised in homes where there were not fathers. I will tell you, if you are in South Carolina and you are from the ages of 35 to about 46, you need to look up Sakai Hayes. He's gonna be mad. Sakai Hayes Robinson Jr. That's a very good husband for you. Now my nephew Ahmad, who's 27, he's taken. Y'all blew that. But they were raised without fathers in their home. They open doors. They're respectful. They're very good men. And that's because my dad was a great father figure. So that's what was passed down. I had a girl, so I had one.
But, okay,
yes.
This is part of the reason why we changed the title. Because originally the title was the top 5 reasons women cannot raise boys. And we wrong. Said that that's not totally true. So we're not talking about entirety. We're talking about boys who have issues with interacting with men. And what I see this is, it's a lot of boys who have issues with authority figures or older men. They call us old heads. Right. Okay. So when an older man, when I was young, when an older man gave me a jewel, dropped some knowledge on me, I took it and I ran with it. Okay. Today's young man is not hearing you, not listening to you.
Do you think that's because...
even worse, because we have experience in certain things. Okay, they are terrible with any authority figure. Okay, whether it be a police officer, a security officer, or their boss.
Right.
Because they look at it as being minimized.
Do you think that that's because there's not a father figure in the house, or if it's just that this generation thinks they know every daggone thing, and anybody 5 years older than them has absolutely no intelligence? That's what I think it is. I think that's what it is.
I coach football. So I have 53 kids, 53 football players under me. Okay. 51 of them are between the ages of 35 and 20. Okay. The ones that have problems in dealing with authority, because I'm an authority figure, or taking direction, or even taking criticism, 90% of the time, they don't know where their father is. And the hardest thing for me to deal with them is not even a football thing, is they take that same thing and they don't even know that they're following their father's footsteps when dealing with their own kids. They're not as present as their dad was. And they think, oh, I'm present 50% of the time, so I'm present. Or I call them Six Flags dads. Six Flags dads, because they when it's time to go to the movies, when it's time to go to Six Flags, oh, they're the greatest dads going. But they ain't there when the child is sick, when the child got this homework to do, and all this other nonsense. So that's where I see it most. I see it most with boys, or I should say boys, young men who think doing the minimum is enough.
Is acceptable.
It's acceptable because their dad wasn't there. They did nothing.
I think
so. If I give you 25, if I give you 25% and you gave me nothing, I'm doing better than you. That's how they see it.
Okay, we're going to go to break on that, and y'all come back. This is a topic that I know that you're going to want to comment on, and that's great. We're looking forward to your comments. Let's discuss this out. But right now, we're going to break, and we'll see you in a few. Make sure you go get you a little something to drink and come on back. Iced tea would be good, and if so, bring me back a glass too, because I'm thirsty.
Round 3.
Hey, good people, we are back. You are listening to He Said, She Said on Rudy Radio, powered by Rude Rangers Entertainment. If you didn't know it already, I'm Yvonne, the Motivator Man. You can catch my show, Dear Daughter, every Tuesday night, right after this show at 8 p.m. You ain't got to go nowhere. Just stay right here. I'll pop right up at 8 p.m. And also, Determined Women of Destiny, every Thursday night at 7 p.m. on Facebook. And you can go to my page, Determined Women of Destiny, to check it out. If you are not a member, please make sure you are one. There's a lot of things coming down the pipe for you, so you don't want to miss it at all. Noel Epps is my co-host. He has his show every Sunday, Not Just Sports, by Noel Epps. Now, all of you that come and check us out here, we want you to check us out at our other shows. And I almost forgot, if by chance you are a female entrepreneur and you would like to have a home where you could showcase your services and products, please, just drop me a little note down below, or you can hit me up on my Facebook page. It's Yvonne Mann. It ain't nothing special like Bubblehead Girl or anything like that. It's just Yvonne Mann. And, let me know. Hey, I heard about Determined Women of Destiny on He Said, She Said, and hook me up, and I sure will. We have been discussing, and I know it's shocking y'all that Noel and I have been really discussing the 5 top things that boys may have issues with because there's not a male figure in the home. The first one was assuming that 8, 9, 10, and 11 that they're head of household. The next one was, what was it, Noel? Tell us.
Women cannot show men, boys, how to interact with men.
Right. And before we went to break, we were discussing how there's such a lack of respect for authority. And Noel and I was, kind of batting back and forth about, this generation right now has a really hard time with anybody telling them anything. Our young boys are dying in the streets because they just don't know how to shut your mouth.
Yes, we used to call it do the knowledge. Do the knowledge. Science, they don't do the knowledge. Right. They don't do the knowledge.
And I used to tell my nephews when they were here in New York, every time they went out, listen, if the cops stop you, just shut your mouth, but ask for your one phone call and make sure you call on bond, because when I get there, they're going to wish they had never picked you up. And everybody needs an on bond or a mother like that. They really do. But as far as our young men, I see number 3 would be, we have to stop raising, and this is for my single moms, stop raising our boys to be like the men that don't treat us well. And this is my explanation. Oh, my son is fine. He ain't got no business with just one woman. Lady, are you crazy? You're raising him to be a player. You're raising him to hurt somebody. How did you feel the last time you found out that the person you was in love with lied and had someone else? Why are you raising someone to be like that? Okay. There are many different ways that our young men can dress. You do not have to dress them like the men that are dying in the street. There's no reason for a 6-year-old to have his jeans hanging underneath his behind. He don't need skinny jeans. He's already
You
skinny.
just went over a different topic. Stay right where you were, girl.
Well, no, good. I am. This goes with it. No, this goes with it. He don't need skinny jeans. He don't need jeans hanging off his hiney. He don't need to look like the guys that you sit around and talk to your girlfriends about. Build a better brand.
See,
put into your sons stuff that when they get older, people will sit back and marvel at the young man they have become, instead of trying to make them be just like the guys that we shaking our head and our fingers at.
See, there's a video, and I'm pretty sure you saw it, and we all laugh at it because it's funny and it's cute. And it's the little boy, they say, hey, I forget his name, hey, so-and-so. The little girls ask, what you got on? And he's like, don't worry about it, sweetheart. It's that splat. It's that splat. And we laugh at it, but at the same time,
he has no business responding to her.
It talks to what you're saying, and it makes so much sense. Women want to talk about how a man ain't this, a man ain't that, he's a dog, he ain't this, he ain't that. But then you want to turn around and raise your son
to be just like that.
Exactly what you dislike. Okay? Now, we understand that, hey, we ain't try to have our boys or even our daughters be pinned down early in relationships because they have to sell their oats. But
they don't have to. No. Don't say that, because that means you're allowing them to go from person to person. They have to build friendships. They have to build friendships, and then they can build relationships.
Okay,
our kids don't even know what.
Let me clean that up.
Yeah.
Let me clean it up. So the oats don't mean jumping in from bedroom to bedroom. It don't mean that. Okay, but what you're saying makes so much sense in the fact that you are raising your son to be everything you hate.
And you have to raise, both sexes to be able to interact. Your son should be able to have a friend that's a female that he doesn't see in a sexual light.
I think that to the young people's credit today, I think that happens a lot more today than it did when we was kids. I interact with a lot of these kids. I
So
interact with a lot of these
do I.
kids
I'm
because
with kids all the
through
time.
football. So I see that a lot. I see that more than you know, that kids have relationships with the opposite sex that are not sexual. I see that a lot.
I think that it's their parents that take it out of context also, because if you come to the house with a girl and say, hey, this is my friend, the first thing you're thinking, he's saying this is my girlfriend, but no, that's really just my hangout partner. You know, she's got the car, she picks us up, we get to go to the parties, and that's okay. Because if you don't know how to be friends, how are you going to have a relationship? You have to be able to interact with the opposite sex without sex being a part of it at a young age. So when you're older, you don't confuse the two. You don't confuse the two. But yeah, I hear a lot. Yeah, my son going to be a player. I'm sorry, that's not something that I foresee my grandson being. My daughter, and everybody they know my daughter's as wild as a wild Bill Hickok. And she even says, the only thing I'm building in my house is a scholar. My son will not have his pants hanging around his butt. My son will not be on the block. My son will have his butt in somebody's class. He'll be playing some type of sport and he's going to college. So anybody that knows my daughter is like, what? Yes. Yes. And she's very serious about that.
But to go back to what your original point was, when women say that they want their sons to be players,
yes,
and they're teaching them, because they think he's cute.
Okay? I'm sorry.
Because
there's ugly players too. I'm sorry. There's ugly players
yeah. You
definitely ain't got to be cute to be a player.
No, you definitely don't.
You just got to know how to finesse them lines.
Right. And guess what? You're teaching your young man how to mistreat
women.
Women.
Come on, ding, 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 ding,
That's
ding. I need a bell in here. Yes. Yes. So when he gets with someone and he's older and she's sitting on your couch crying and you're like, well, honey, I ain't got nothing to do with that. You're a lie. You made him that way.
That's a whole entire thing. This is why shout out to those women.
Yep.
Shout out to those women who understand this point and keep their sons' daddies around. Or even say, hey, I can't teach you this. I'm going to send you over to your father. Like in the movie Boyz in the Hood.
Or Boyz in the Hood. I'm going to find a male figure that you will respect. Right. That can walk you through some stuff. You know,
right. And that
basketball
could be anybody. That could be I should say anybody. That could be any productive male. Okay. It doesn't necessarily have to be a black male. It doesn't necessarily have to be a father or a family figure. It could be their coach. It could be their teacher. Okay. I have a young lady who I consider my daughter and a young man who I consider my son. They're not biologically mine. They're mine through coaching. And Ryan Jackson and Antoine Dexter, they still interact with me, and they've been out of school over 10 years. And they still interact with me as a father figure.
I did an after-school program, 2009, 2010, 2011. Those kids are graduated from college this year, last year, this year, and then 2022, they'll be graduating. Those kids will tell you at 12, I was telling them about college and I still have a relationship with them. We're going to break and we're coming back. And we hope that you come back too. Now this time I need you to go and check your dinner, ladies. We cannot have no burnt dinner because we do not want the kids and the men upset because you listen to our show. We'll be right back.
Round 4.
Hey everybody, we're back with He Said, She Said. I'm here with my co-host, Yvonne the Motivator Man, and
Hey.
I'm Noel Epps. I'm Noel Epps, I'm not just sports by Noel Epps. She is Yvonne the Motivator Man from Determined Women of Destiny, and she has a show right after this. What's the show that comes on right after this?
It's called Dear Daughter. It is
Dear
common
Daughter.
topics discussed in an uncommon way. It's at 8 o'clock. You don't even have to move. Just sit right where you're sitting and it's going to pop right up for you.
And today we're discussing the top 5 issues boys have when being raised without a father figure. Okay? Number 5, stop telling boys he is the man of the house. He is not emotionally ready to be the man of anything. He don't even have a toolkit.
He ain't got a toolkit. He got a Phillips, but not a flathead.
He got a Phillips, not a flathead. He got a hammer and a pair of pliers and a bunch of screws. So here the boy is nailing in screws. Oh yeah. He ain't ready. Women, number 4, women cannot show boys how to interact with men properly. There are certain codes that men go by, and it's being lost because women cannot. They know the code. They can't show them how to form the code properly.
Right. Well, why are different?
Right. Number 3, stop supporting your son's infidelity. Oh, your son is going to be a player. Or you help hide a broad number 2 in your closet. Or you help taking broad number 3 to the hotel. Stop supporting your son's infidelity. You support everything that you hate in a man.
That's right. Sabrina at the door and Leslie in the bedroom. And Sabrina is, is Boo Boo here? No, he's not here. I see his car. He left with friends. Don't do that.
Number 2. This is the sole issue with why America and American men have become so soft. So soft. We are soft as Americans because we have taken on the tenderness of a nurturer by nature. She's a nurturer by nature. So we've taken on the tenderness. You know what the hardest job to do today is? With our youth?
I'm listening.
Is teaching and coaching.
I believe
you cannot reprimand somebody's child today.
Oh, you preach that?
You cannot give that child constructive criticism today.
You can't tell them to sit down because you're acting up in my class. They will go home and tell their mama.
And
then their mama coming up to the school looking for you. Yes.
Protecting their foolishness.
Yes.
My mother used to come to the school. My mother used to tell me, no, as soon as the school calls, you wrong. As soon as the school calls, you wrong.
If the school going to call and you tell me to try to warn me, you getting beat. You getting beat when I go to school. You getting beat in the car on the way back home, and you get your behind busted again when your daddy comes home. Because that was the biggest embarrassment, is to have to go to school for your behavior. I'm sending you to school to learn, not act crazy.
Right, that's right. And this comes because there's no hammer at home. There's no man at home to reinforce the behavior or reinforce the barriers that the mom has set.
Well, you know
what? She may have set a barrier, but especially as a boy, as he gets older and he gets bigger and he gets stronger, there are women out here who are raising 6'5", 280-pound monsters, and she's sitting here as a little 5'5" woman raising this boy. And he's a boy at the end of the day. Do not get it twisted.
But there could be a father figure in the home, but he's not assertive enough. You know what I'm saying?
That makes me crazy.
He's not assertive enough. But then you have to say, you know, that's his personality. You also have to look at the fact that parents are becoming younger. Because when I was raising my daughter, her friends' parents used to laugh and say, oh, your mother does such and such for an old woman, because I was in my 40s and she was a teenager, and at 15 their parents were like 33. You know, so they thought I was an old woman because I was in my 40s. I was almost, I was 10 years older than them. So I'm 43 years old. I'm old because they're 33. Well, excuse me, sis. I'm sorry. At 16, 17, and 18, I was playing ball. Then I went to college. I wasn't trying to have no baby. You know, so at 15, I wasn't doing that. I think it's because when parents are younger, you know, they didn't get a chance to grow themselves. So they're raising their children and their children. So they're growing up together. And I'm not saying that can't be successful, because it can be successful. It's just that there are more non-successful stories than it is success stories. So don't think I'm saying that it can't be successful. It can be. But parents are younger.
Story time with Uncle Noel. Story time with Uncle Noel. I've been coaching since 1995. Okay. I had a young man. I was the first coach to have a locker room installed for the football team in Lawrence Road, Junior High in Uniondale. So we have brand new lockers, and this young man had his sidekick stolen out of his locker. So I'm asking, how could you have your sidekick stolen if you locked your locker? Coach, I never locked my locker. So I said, you need to grow up and stop being a baby. That's exactly what I said to him. The next day, I was called down to the athletic director's office.
Preach that.
Because I was being reprimanded on calling a young man saying young man needs to stop being a baby. Now, my son came home with this foolishness one day, talk about the coach said this, the coach said that. I said, boy, if you don't get the hell out my face with that foolishness, because you lucky, that's all he said. So a mom, and she was a single mom, she went to the school with the purpose to get me in trouble. For calling her son a baby because he refused to lock his locker, and now she has to replace the cell phone.
And she is parenting from her inner child because she wished somebody stood up for her. So she's going to stand up for her son because nobody's going to speak to her son like that. I had an issue because the kid, you know, I was teaching in Amityville. They knew I knew a lot of their parents. And the kid says, hey, Miss M, do you know so-and-so? And without batting an eye, I said, who, the drug dealer? And I kept on teaching.
Wow.
The next day.
That's a little rough.
Listen, I said, who, the drug dealer? You gonna ask me, you know, but wait a minute, you know he the drug dealer in Amityville. So you gonna ask me. I said, oh, the drug dealer? I kept teaching. Next day I come into class and I'm a little late. And, oh, Miss Mann, so-and-so's mother's in the office for you. I said, no, I'm after school. Nobody comes in the office for me. I'm not a traditional teacher. Oh, yeah, she wants to talk to you about what you said to her son yesterday. What did I say to her son yesterday that she's upset about? I'm reteaching what y'all didn't teach during the day, and that's not what I'm here for. Oh, because you called his father a drug dealer. No, correction. He asked me. The question was, did I know so-and-so? I blurted out, who, the drug dealer, and kept moving on. I did not say his father was a drug dealer because I did not know that was his father.
Yvonne, that's a little rough.
I was wrong. I should have kept that to myself. You're absolutely right. I had no idea it was his father. This
Okay.
girl was ready. The after school counselor over everybody said, okay, Miss Mann is here. Oh, really? I wish y'all could see me. Okay, I'm ready for her. Well, people forget my married name is Mann. I'm from a tribe called Pooh. When she saw who Yvonne Mann was, she totally calmed down and said, oh yeah, she would know who that person is. And it was all diffused. But you're ready to beat me up because your son brought a question to me. Should I have said, oh, the drug dealer? I say no. But
Okay, as long as we got that clear.
Yeah, you know who he was. And you know that's what he did.
Right. As long as we got that clear. But this having these single moms is the sole purpose of the softness of America. Even with
you
sports.
Can't say that.
Even with sports.
You know why you can't say that?
Hold on.
You can't say that. Not the softness.
Hold on. Even with sports, you see single moms, taking their kids out of football and putting them into soccer due to concussions. Meanwhile, the number one sport for concussions is soccer. It's not football.
But you can't you can't put the softness on America is because kids are raised in a single parent home and only have a mother. She didn't have that child expecting to raise them by herself. So come on, let's put some onus on the father that walked away and never looked back.
100% correct. We are not blaming women.
Yeah.
We are not blaming women for being single moms.
Yeah.
Women have 50% of the blame. Men have 50. I'm even say women have 40% of the blame, and men have 60% of the blame.
I don't think we should put blame anywhere. What I think we should say
what I'm saying to you is this. America has made it too easy for one parent to leave the home. It is just too easy to just get up and go.
I don't think it's America. I think it's what we're being taught growing up. My mother says it all the time. You women leave men for what we fart and roll over and go to sleep on. And my mother was married to my father for 48 years. And the biggest thing is, oh, you're looking at her. And he ain't got eyes.
Your man's gonna look, ladies. Your man is going to look. On, man. He will tear a retina to try to look. He is going to look, women. Get that through your thick skulls. Whether you were there, not there, or around the corner, he is going to. He will risk being cockeyed to look. That's what he's going to do.
We gotta go to break.
He's going to look, but we gotta go to break. Welcome back. If you didn't know, you're listening to He Said, She Said. I'm Yvonne, the Motivator Man. My co-host is Noel Epps. He has a show on Sunday mornings, Not Just Sports by Noel Epps. I have a show every Tuesday right after this one. Don't move, just stay here. And it's called Dear Daughter. It's common topics discussed in an uncommon way. And then you can catch me again on Thursday at 7 p.m. on Facebook. Please go to Determined Women of Destiny page and become a member and check out the show. Now, we have been discussing some issues that young men have when there is not a father figure in the home. And really, the last segment, a responsible father figure, because there could be a father figure and he's just not responsible in raising him well. And number 5 was, Noel, can you count it down for us? Number 5, stop telling boys he's the man in the house. He don't even have a toolkit yet. He don't have a toolkit yet. He can't protect your house. When the goons decide to run down your house, the 8-year-old ain't gonna help you. Okay? Women. Number 4, women cannot show boys how to interact with men properly. Okay? That also means opening the door, doing things that gentlemen do. He's not gonna learn that fully from a woman. Okay, and we're not talking about entirety. Yes, there are some women who are capable of teaching that. We're talking about what we see mostly in our communities. Okay, number 3, stop supporting your child's infidelity. Oh, Yvonne hit a home run with that.
It's not infidelity. Don't support your son in being just like the man that mistreats you.
Yeah, he cheated on you. He cheated on his daddy cheated on you. Now you're gonna teach his son how to cheat on others. Oh yeah.
And
stop that foolishness.
Okay, go ahead.
Number 2, this is the sole purpose of the softest of America.
It is not the sole purpose.
It's the sole purpose. Okay, men, you're the reason. Men not raising their children are the reason why America is as soft as what it is today. And you have number 1.
Whoo! I get the last one. Ain't that something? Okay.
I think I know where you're gonna go with this.
Okay, this one statement can stunt the absolute growth mentally, physically, and emotionally of a little boy. You're just like your daddy. And that phrase is never said in an economy, in a way that's accommodating. It's always said demeaning. So if you're told you're just like your daddy, and everybody knows that your father is not a good man, at 8 years old, you're already thinking, I'm not good.
Wow.
Yeah, you're already thinking that. And that's so I hear it all the time. That way. You're just like your father. You know why? Like your father.
You know why that's interesting? Because, and I don't think my mom even realizes that she does that. And I'm probably, and I don't think most women realize they do that. But they do that when there's a negative, when the son has done something negative.
I gotta tell you, it ain't just the son. The way I stopped it is when I said, oh, I'm so proud to be my father's daughter. He was smart. He was able to fix anything. He was able to be a go-getter. He always had money because he knew how to hustle. I'm a hustler by nature. Trust me. Nobody says that to me anymore. Nobody.
Okay, but we're talking about boys.
I know, but I'm just saying across the board.
So
when your father is no good, and you know this man is, he could be a drug dealer or a drug user. He can be an alcoholic. He can be a womanizer. He could just be absent from the home, started a whole nother family and forgot about you and yours. So when you tell a son, you're just like your father, and he has any of those attributes, what you're telling your son is, you ain't worth nothing. You ain't gonna be nothing. So don't even try to be anything, because you're just like your father, so you'll end up just like that.
Well, I'm not even going that deep. What I'm gonna say is this. Just like the woman, the mom knows the faults or the weakness of the dad, so don't think for 1 second that child doesn't know the faults and the weakness of that dad. So when the son does something wrong or is not good at something, and then the woman turns around and she says, "Oh, you're just like your dad," she doesn't say it due to the dad's positive attributes.
Yeah, I said it. It's very diminishing.
She says that because of it's never. Oh, you're good with your hands, just like your dad.
It's always demeaning.
It's always demeaning. And I don't think women recognize that.
They do.
I don't think women recognize that. I think it's just a milder way to say you're getting on my goddamn nerves. I think it's just about the way it's just like your father. Okay, so I think I don't think they realize that that can be detrimental to the growth of your child.
I think when a mother says that the pain of the father has not left her, and she now transfers that pain onto her child, because how dare you cause me the same pain your daddy did?
That's very now you're cooking with fish grease.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're cooking with fish grease. I think that's a very, very, very. I think that's a great way to end the show. I think that's a great way to end the show. Say it again. Say it again.
I said that when that one phrase hits and it says, "You're just like your father," you're saying, "How dare you give to me the same pain your daddy did?"
Yes.
I'm feeling that pain. I had a client. She had 2 kids by 2 different fathers. Her oldest son, no problems. Her youngest son, demon seed from the pit of hell. Soon as he woke up, I'm serious, flames was underneath his feet. He was walking with the devil. And the thing she always said to him, and I used to hear her all the time say, "You just like your father." And her lip would turn up, "You're just like your father." And I said, "Well, who's his father? Where's his father?" And she started cussing, fussing, everything else, turning red. Oh my God, it was horrible. I said, "So do you see what you just look like? Do you see what you just did?" And you told him you were just like the person you described, and you're expecting him to be good. Is there anything that he does that you ever say to him that's nice? And she couldn't think of anything. The next day, I was counseling on site, and he came to look for his mother. So I opened the door, and he says, "Is so-and-so there?" And I said, "Hi, I'm Yvonne. Who are you?" And he said his name. And I said, "Oh, I know your mom." I said, "Right now she's doing something, but she talks about you all the time. What a great kid you are, how much she loves you, how much joy you bring to her life." And I put my hand out to shake his hand. Now, the dirt under this boy's nails made me almost faint, but I had to go through it. And so he comes in and he says, "Ma, are you ready?" And she says, "No, in a few minutes." When I met with her the next week, she said, "What did you say to my son?" And I was like scared. I was like, "Why?" She said, "He hasn't stopped talking about you since last week. You're this, you're that. Why can't you be like Miss Yvonne?" And she says he doesn't call anybody Miss. And I was like, "Well, first."
I think that's a good point, that we, or everybody, men and women, need to realize that men are emotional beings just like women. Okay, they are emotional beings. They look for positive reinforcement, just like women. Okay.
Honestly, you guys need more positive reinforcement than women, and I'll tell you why. And it's because y'all are programmed and expected to produce constantly. Constantly.
And once we're outside of our homes, outside of our yards, we don't get that positive reinforcement the way people think we do. Okay, we get it harder, and I'm talking from the perspective of a black man, because that's all the thing I can speak of. Okay, I know I get it harder out in these streets than when I'm in Bayshore.
And then the last thing you want to do is go home. And then you have to hear
the same foolishness.
That's right.
That's
right.
The last thing.
That's right. That's right. And I know women are going to kill me. It's okay. My death plots have been before, and I will say this, and I know the brothers love me for it. If you want a good relationship, please remember that you have one mouth and 2 ears, and learn to listen and keep your mouth shut. And that's a lesson I had to learn over a course of time. Sometimes a brother just wants you to listen. Whether he's right, whether he's wrong, he just wants you to listen. Can you be a listening ear? If you start listening, okay, we taking away from boys. Ladies, I'm talking to y'all right now. If you learn to listen, you'd be surprised how much your man would be attentive to your needs. You want to keep...
Even your boy, if you're listening to your boy, he will tell you more than you think he would tell you. Just listen to him. Sometimes you just gotta let them talk. Sometimes you gotta just let them talk. That's what the police do. Sometimes the police just let you talk
After they arrest you and they done blackened your eyes. Shut up. You
Sometimes
crazy.
they don't even have the evidence. They just let you talk.
You know what? If you don't end this show.
But we're done. You know you always end it. You know what my role is.
All right, you see, this is a working relationship. We know our roles right here.
You know that's right.
Y'all better take a cue from us. We got to get out of here. Though we want to stay, thank you so much for listening to He Said, She Said. Again, I'm Yvonne, the Motivated Man. Noel Epps is my co-host. We would love for you to share this show. We want your comments. You know, we just want everybody to start listening because, you know, in this time of COVID, we need a little laughter and a whole lot of common sense. And we're really hoping we dish that out. But if you ain't got enough of that, just stay tuned, ladies. Dear Daughters coming up at 8 o'clock. You can always join me at Determined Women of Destiny. No, Not Just Sports by Noel Epps every Sunday at 9 a.m. He Said, She Said is powered by Rude Rangers Entertainment. Our creative producer is
Rudy.
Jay.
Breedy.
Together, Breedy. Oh gosh. Until next time, y'all have a blessed day here.
Peace.